Oh, hello. Sorry. I was just catching up on the news. Well, the comics anyway. Some people don't think of cartoons as art, but it takes a great deal of skill to create a cartoon, and a certain kind of cartoon, the caricature. I'm here at the Butler Institute of American Art to take a look at this caricature, the late George Apley. Al Hirschfeld, who did this drawing, is well known for his caricatures of famous people, especially theater actors. His drawings line the Wall of Sardi's, a famous New York restaurant near Broadway. For many actors, a caricature by Hirschfeld meant that you had made it in the theater. A cartoon or caricature isn't like any other portrait. It doesn't try to show the person as they really look. It exaggerates certain features that stand out. The person is instantly recognizable, but it looks like they've stepped out of a comic book. It's obvious that Bill Burgess of Warren, Ohio, enjoys the funny part of cartoons and caricatures. Using a felt-tip pen, he creates quick portraits that are deceptively simple-looking. Large, oversized heads with exaggerated features sit on top of small bodies, arms, and legs. Bill also likes to add items that reflects the model's interests and hobbies. So it's not just the cartoon of a face, it's an entire personality.
The kind of caricature I like is supposed to be funny, entertaining, cute, and people enjoy it and get a laugh out of it. One of the first things that I do is sign my name to the picture. Then I ask my person here that I'm drawing what their name is. The next step in the process would be looking at the subject and taking a look at the shape of the face and pretty much asking the subject what they want to be doing in their caricature if you're doing a whole body. I like to do whole bodies. Some caricature artists do not. So when I do that, I kind of rough it out here, either with my pen or even in my head, as to where I'm going to place the things on my paper. So I'm going to make a mark here as to what size and shape I want to put that head into to start out the first few steps of the caricature. Some people, when they teach drawing faces, use the same exact shape of an oval to draw a face, a little taller at the top and a little thinner at the bottom, and they keep doing this. Problem with that is that a lot of people's faces are not shaped like that. We have some very rounded faces. We have some very long, thin, oval faces, and we have all kinds of faces that are in between. So I'm not saying avoid this totally, but think about the size and shape of the faces that you're doing. What I'm working on now is going to be your eyes, because you have some very beautiful eyes, and you have some really nice eyelashes here, so I'm going to exaggerate those just a little bit. There are some really simple ways you can draw eyes, like using sixes. That sounds really stupid, but if you add another section to this other side of the six, we've got two eyes going on here. We can add a half moon shape, and we can add some little swirly things on the side here, and we have some eyelashes, and we can double the lines inside here, shade these in, and we have some more complicated eyes. When I do them quick and fast, sometimes you can even do the same kind of thing. And I take some of this, and we just keep that open on that end and round out this side, and we got them done very quick and very fast. Some of the shapes and forms, like the mouths and eyes, can be repeated over and over again. But there are some forms and shapes, like noses, that really have to be observed individually. There are some general things that you can put in with noses. You can make a V here and two little tiny circles on both sides. You can also put a circle here, part of a circle, and two little pieces on the side. Sometimes you can even draw one line of the face, bring this back around, put one nostril here and one nostril here. I don't particularly like two lines being drawn because this really looks bad when you're trying to draw a caricature. The mouth down here and the teeth, because hopefully she's smiling at me. If she's not, I try to make her smile anyway. One of the things that I do is repeat some of the different aspects of the face each and every time. Larger, smaller, skew it a little bit one way or the other. So we have the same exact shape, but if I want to make this smaller, for example, we can draw another character using the same mouth. We can take that mouth and we can make it a little bit wider. We can make longer teeth. And we have an entirely different looking character. And we can do it one more time by taking the same exact mouth, making it long and thin. And we have an entirely different character one more time, and we can use that same exact mouth style. Let's talk a little bit about hair and different kind of hairstyles. Even though I don't have very much, we'll talk a little bit about how to do that in caricature form. Different styles and the swirls that are coming down into the hair, the different shapes and forms that some hair might fashion around the different kinds of faces. You don't want to draw a lot of lines, you just want to draw where it's going and what's happening with the hair. In body drawing, I pretty much go with the same body style each and every time. I start out with my basic form, come in on this side and balance this side out, out, create a T there, create my two little sections that come across here. Feet come across here and round this out. I put two little round pieces here for the shiny shoes. If you want to get fancy, you can add a figure 8 there. We got two arms that come out here. And hands, you need to study hands, again, to do some of the things. I ask the people that I'm drawing what they like to do. Say, for example, if they like video, okay, and they like to motion pictures and all that kind of stuff. I give them some film strips in the one hand. Some people say they love to draw. Well, you know, I love to draw. That's pretty obvious from what I'm doing here. And we can put a giant pencil in this hand coming down and enjoying this type of thing here. And we can give her a scarf back here. We give her a mountain going up here and a little ski lodge. We can put a few small trees down here. A caricature artist is an observer of life and the different kinds of forms and shapes of the human face. You take a look at the eye. Is it large or is it big? Is it small? Is it tiny compared to the rest of the face? Do we have some large teeth, some big teeth, big noses, small noses? What are some of those things? What are some of those observations we can make for those different people that we're drawing? That's a whole lot of fun to do.
Notre Dame Queen of Peace Middle School set out to create caricatures of their classmates. They had to look really closely at the faces of their models and decide which features were most prominent. What makes this face memorable? They had to think, what intrigues me most about this face? From there, they could draw those features in an exaggerated way.
Observe the face for a dominant feature. What are you going to look at for that character? I want you to do it lightly in pencil so we can make adjustments a little bit later on. But look at the general forms that you're actually observing and not making up out of here. So now I try and balance the face out and think about where the nose is going to be. Right about where the two ears are is about where the nose is. Oh, wow, that's cool. I like it, Paulo. Love that hair. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I like what you've done with the eyes, too, something a little bit different. Nice job. I see you tried some different kind of eyes. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Now you can go back over this with a marker after you finish the neckline and the thing down here for the shirt. Then you can go back over with marker and maybe add some other lines to the hair and some other things. So he's got nice little bulgy cheeks there, and When you're looking at a blonde type person, you want to get the light colored hair. A dark type person, you want to add a little bit of darks to the particular caricature that you're drawing here. Have fun with it. Have fun with the thing. Yep, that's great. Now, what are we going to do to make this more interesting, more funny? Three fingers to most cartoon characters. What the animators and the early artists discovered in drawing cartoons was that a fourth finger was just more work, and the cartoon character could do the same exact things. So it didn't make any difference if they had 4 or if they had 3. Okay, now we're going to start way up here. We're going to wrap this around and stop there. We're going to wrap this around. We're going to wrap this around. And whatever's here, you got to bring down here below. Bring down here below. Start here, right where that is there, bring that across, up to here. Bring that over to the wrist area. And you got it.
Caricatures and cartoons may be funny, but they're still art. It takes a real artist to be able to capture an entire personality with a few simple lines and shapes. Caricature artists don't use a lot of detail, shading, or color, but they can create small biographies with a few bold strokes of a pen.
Teaching materials for sharing art are available on the web at wneo.org/sharingart. Funding for this series was provided by the Martha Holden Jennings Foundation and Northeastern Ohio Education Association. NEOEA's members include elementary and secondary teachers, university professors, and support professionals proudly serving students attending the public schools and colleges of Northeastern Ohio.